On Monday, the 60-day memorandum holding this war together expired, with nothing signed. And the first threat out of Washington afterward was not aimed at Iran. It was aimed at Oman, the one country in this war that both sides still talk to. The President of the United States said in a phone interview on American television that if Oman gets in the way of his Iran talks, the United States will, in his words, bomb the shit out of them. Oman, an American ally, a neutral state that has already absorbed Iranian strikes, and the back channel this war runs through. So tonight, one question, and the whole week hangs on it. Who is allowed to end this war? Here is what that question costs you while it stays open. The national average for gasoline hit $4.06 on Monday, the most expensive August ever recorded in America, with California and Hawaii near $5.50. A fifth of the world's oil and gas normally moves through the Strait of Hormuz, and it has been blocked for nearly 6 months. A bipartisan congressional committee counted the bill in July. $56 billion in excess fuel costs, $477 out of the average household. Half of Americans tell pollsters they are struggling with gas and groceries. That is the meter running behind every sentence in this episode. Now watch what actually happened on Monday, because two things arrived together. The deadline died, and a deal was born. Tehran's foreign ministry announced an understanding with Oman on a transit route map for the strait, a package to be finalized with a joint statement. The details that have leaked describe ships entering along a route close to Iran and exiting near Oman, with no fees during an interim period, after Tehran had earlier floated a toll of 5 to 7% of each cargo. Read that shape carefully. The only living plan to reopen the world's most important waterway runs on Iran's map, under Iran's permission, brokered by Muscat. There is no American signature anywhere on it. And that is why the mediator got threatened. Not because Oman failed, because Oman was about to succeed. We told you last episode that Washington now says this war is about cheap fuel. And here's the trap inside that goal. If the strait reopens under an Omani deal, the fuel relief arrives, but it arrives as somebody else's achievement, with the American blockade left holding nothing. A reopening Washington does not own converts its whole campaign into a cost with no prize. So the man who needs cheap fuel cannot afford cheap fuel that someone else delivers. The threat against Muscat is not a detour from the strategy. It is the strategy, saying the quiet part with an expletive. The same interview told you the rest. The president claimed a direct back channel to the Revolutionary Guard. The Guard called that, in its own words, fantasies caused by delusions and nightmares. He said of the Iranians, they are good poker players, but they are dying. And then the sentence that prices everything. I have no time schedule. I am not in a hurry. A man in a hurry takes the deal on the table. A man with no time schedule is telling you the pressure is the product, and the record August pump price is what the product costs to run. Meanwhile, the water itself has stopped waiting for either capital. The Emirates say Iranian fire hit a tanker belonging to Abu Dhabi's state oil company inside the strait, the third such incident in under a week, and maritime monitors logged a bulk carrier struck by an unknown projectile on Friday. Transit through Hormuz has fallen to single-digit ship counts, and here is the detail that matters most. Shipping is drifting away from the American coordinated route through Omani waters and toward the northern corridor that Tehran controls. Sit with that. With an American fleet in the Persian Gulf, the market is deciding that Iranian permission protects a hull better than American escort. That is not a headline defeat. It is quieter and worse. Tehran's side of this mirror deserves the same standard, because the Islamic Republic is not the answer to anything in this story. As the memorandum died, the Guard vowed to decisively crush any threat, and one of its commanders claimed more than 200 enemy aircraft down since February. That is a claim, not a count, and it is aimed at Iranian ears, not at the Pentagon. Iran's own parliament is fighting over whether Oman and Pakistan may even monitor the shipping route, which means the regime cannot agree on the terms of its own rescue. And its state television said out loud what the system thinks of its own citizens. A presenter told viewers that southern Iran should be sacrificed for southern Lebanon. The south is where the American bombs fell. Independent reporting says the rulers now fear that more economic pain brings unrest. They are right to fear it, and they earned every ounce of it. Now hold the strongest number of the week up against both governments. While Washington defends a blockade and Tehran defends a closure, the 8 biggest oil companies booked $90 billion in profit in the war's first full quarter. That is roughly $700,000 of profit every minute. 2 states insist they are fighting each other over the strait. The ledger says both of them, every minute, are paying the same winner. Scoreboard, because we keep ours in public. We told you the June memorandum would reach its expiry with no signed strait deal, and on Monday that call landed. We also said American strikes would still be running by now, and they are not. The pause is held longer than we predicted, and we say so plainly. But look at what filled the pause. Allied fire, tanker attacks, a threatened mediator. The mechanism we named, a reload dressed as a peace, is intact even where our date was wrong. History has a rhyme for weeks like this one, and it is an ugly one. In 1982, at the height of the Iran-Iraq War, the foreign minister of Algeria, the one genuinely trusted mediator of that conflict, was flying a mediation mission when his plane was shot out of the sky near the border. The blame was never formally settled. The war ran 6 more years. The mechanism is what matters, not the melodrama. When a war starts treating its mediators as targets, it is confessing that the mediation threatened the war, not the peace. Oman's ministers are alive, and a sentence on a phone call is not a missile, so the twin only carries you this far. But the reflex it reveals is identical, and this week, Washington showed the reflex. Bottom line, this war continues, and the direction is unchanged. The pause holds only while the Muscat track has something to price, and Washington has now told you it would rather bomb the auctioneer than lose the auction. Our call. By the middle of September, the strait will still not carry normal unescorted traffic, and no reopening will stand signed in public by a named Iranian authority. If the Muscat route map is finalized, expect Washington to answer it, not bless it. And if instead a joint statement appears with an American blessing beside it, then this call is wrong, and we will say so on camera. Before you go, the people of Iran were told this week on their own state television that their south is expendable. Nobody asked them about the fees, the route map, or the war. So watch 3 things with us: the joint statement out of Muscat, the next tanker in the strait, and the mood in Iran's south, because that last one is the only variable in this war that no capital controls, and it is the one this regime fears most. If this breakdown helped you see the week clearly, hit like. It is free and it tells us to keep drawing the board. And subscribe, because the board moves every day, so you catch the pieces before they move.